Hey guys, UnderdogTests here with episode 4 of Underdog Tests. Before we get into the video, I want to again apologise for having kept you guys waiting for so long for another Yu-Gi-Oh video, but I've yet again been absorbed in other content, specifically Persona 5 Royal, that I'm let's playing at the moment, and other things I've been working on, so yeah, that's why there hasn't been much Yu-Gi-Oh content recently. Also the fact that there are not many decks that I'm interested in right now, so it's going to be far and few between, I'm afraid. But just stay patient, and I'm aiming to get at least one of these videos out every month, so once again, just be patient, they will be coming. It's just, again, there are very few archetypes I actually like, but with that out of the way, today we are going to be testing out a brand new archetype, and if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, it's going to be Dragma. Now, this is the first archetype in a long time, just in general, as a whole, that I've alone made the decision to play. As for why I decided to try this deck out, I honestly couldn't tell you. It happened one day about a month ago, maybe a little less than a month, I don't remember, but I was browsing the Yu-Gi-Oh organization. Good site for keeping up with news and everything. I recommend checking it out if you don't know about it. But yeah, I was browsing that, and then I just stumbled upon this archetype, and I immediately decided that I wanted to test them out without even looking too much into them, which surprised me, to be honest. And as soon as I saw it, I messaged my boyfriend, pretty much announcing that I was going to test them out next. And if you guys didn't know, he was the one that recommended I try out Murphy and Ricker, but I didn't really enjoy them that much. I'm not saying they're bad, but I personally didn't enjoy them. So I think he was surprised when I made the decision to try out a deck for myself. Anyway, this is just a pure Dragma deck with a little spellbook engine included. I know there are more popular builds with Necros and Shadow or Invokes, so I wouldn't mind trying those out if there's enough interest for it, but we'll just see how it goes. Anyway, enough talking, let's just get into the video. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, to sum it up, quite simply, I like this deck a lot. It's the first deck I've played for Underdog Test that I have genuinely enjoyed playing, and the first outside of Underdog Tests since For Hire that I've enjoyed playing. Speaking of For Hire, Dragma kind of rivals them in terms of enjoyment, at least in my opinion, but then again I'm biased. Some people might find Dragma to be a much more fun deck, but yeah, again, I'm biased. However, due to how many people are playing this archetype, and the fact that important cards like Ecclesia and Fleur-de-Lis are secret rares in Japan, I'm really annoyed that it's probably going to be the same in English. As a result, they're probably going to make my metaphorical and non-metaphorical wallet bleed. This is right before and after I have to buy stuff for Cardfight Vanguard too. Sometimes I wish I wasn't into card games. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. But complaining aside, while this deck doesn't have that many pros, the ones it does have are pretty damn good. The lack of reliance on summoning from the extra deck makes a fresh change to a link-centric meta, although if you can get cards out of the extra deck, then don't hesitate to do it, especially if your opponent is refusing to use theirs. Monsters like Salamangre, Almirage, and Crowley helped the deck considerably due to Dragma actually needing extra deck monsters in order to play to their fullest. Also, with a lot of decks utilising cards with negate or destruction effects, having the ability to play through this with probably one of the best cards I've ever seen, but again I'm biased towards decks I like, having the ability to play through this with Fleur-de-Lis is a godsend. Furthermore, she doesn't target, so she gets past tricky monsters like Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which I'm so happy about. I'm not really a hand trap kind of player, but having a card like Fleur-de-Lis is actually ridiculous and I like it a lot. There are also really useful support cards in this deck like Maximus and Disciple of the Nadir, which can dunk monsters from your own extra deck into the graveyard and gain benefits for doing so. There's nothing more satisfying than destroying your opponent's entire field with Unts. Of course, this only applies or works against Dark Magician. I'm not going to false advertise. But as with any decks, there are a couple things I don't like about it. Firstly, while the monsters are all fantastic in their own way, I can't help but feel Albus is a weak link here due to the situational nature of his effects. I'd say the worst thing about this card is it can't be searched by Ecclesia, so he's already quite inconsistent. Furthermore, he's not a Dragma card, so most of your cards won't work with him, which isn't fantastic. At the end of it all, it doesn't seem worth playing this card because Super Poly could easily take his place. Though, if you can utilise him to his fullest potential, then more power to you. Also, Ecclesia, Disciple of the Nadir and Punishment lock you out of your extra deck for at least one turn. While this is somewhat justified and not usually an issue, you can end up shooting yourself in the foot. Especially if you actually need an extra deck monster on board, or if you need to fuse something away with Albus. Lastly, this deck doesn't do anything against ritual decks, so again, that's a bit of an inconvenience. Thanks Necros, but hey, we can't have everything. Okay, to close off this video, I am a little bit stumped as to what to test next, as nothing is really taking my interest right now, as I explained at the start. However, I was toying with the idea of trying out Sacred Beasts, but I'm not too sure about it. However, if people want to see it, then I guess I will do it. Nevertheless, feel free to leave some suggestions down below, and we'll see what I end up doing next month. One final thing, I will be doing a box opening of Eternity Code soon, and we'll be uploading that probably in about a week and a half, we'll see. So stay tuned for that, if that is actually something you're interested in. Anyway, once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.